What's going on, everybody? Mahai back here with another video. Today we've got a ChatGPT generated army, and I took it into Legend League, and it's actually pretty good. Obviously, if you want to use this, I would tweak it to make it even better because there are just some pieces that don't really fit because it is ChatGPT, obviously. So we have 5 healers, 2 balloons, we have 6 Electro Titans, 2 Yetis, 4 Super Wall Breakers. We're bringing a recall, a jump, 3 rages, and a poison, and then the clan castle is where it gets interesting. We're using a siege barracks with Valkyries and Hogs, but for some reason ChatGPT wanted a clone spell, but we really have nothing to even use the clone spell for. But I just kind of got a little bit creative, just kind of used it on the Yetis to set a funnel, to be honest, because I didn't know how else to use it. But for equipments, we're using Earthquake Boots, Spiky Ball, Healer Puppet, Giant Arrow on the Queen, Double Books on the Warden, and the Rocket Spear and Electro Boots on the Royal Champion. So I'm going to get into a friendly challenge first and show you guys how I kind of plan this out and how this works, and then we'll get into some Legend League attacks. Alright, so like I said, it doesn't really make sense having the clone spell, but here's how I use it. So what I start off by doing is I'll drop my Queen here, I'll shoot her Giant Arrow through the base, just get some value, and it'll also weaken these defenses right here. And then I will drop the 2 Yetis, kind of right here, and then I'm going to clone them in, but obviously I wouldn't recommend actually cloning if I was you. So I clone and rage the Yetis here, but I also recall, before dropping the Yetis, I'll recall that Queen back out. That's what I'm using the recall for. So all this does is just set a funnel over there. The Queen's Giant Arrow can weaken like that Expo and stuff, and then maybe your cloned Yeti Mites can get in there and take that stuff out. But like I said, again, I would drop the clone spell and bring like another Rage or even like an Overgrowth, something that'll actually be useful for you. I don't think the clone's all that useful. But then after that, once the Queen's recalled out, obviously, then over here we're going to redeploy our Queen with the Siege Barracks, and then we'll wall break them in usually. And then after that, since the funnels, all this stuff over here is probably already going to be gone. So our funnel is going to be set right down the middle. So that's where we'll send everything else. We're just going to wall break in here, wall break in here. Everything else drop in the middle, and it'll all just path in. And then we're going to use our jump spell, probably somewhere like here, to give us access to the rest of the base. And we'll just use our rages as needed, poison the clan castle. And yeah, I'd watch for the Rocket Spear ability on your Royal Champion as well, but you could also use Hog Puppet if you just want to go to auto ability. So that's kind of how I decided to use it. So let's get into this replay. We're just going to press play here. Like I said, Queen's Giant Arrow shoots through, gets a couple of buildings. It just helps set a quick funnel. And then we can also use the Queen recalled to use with the Siege Barracks on the other side. So we get our 2 Yetis in. We're just going to clone them up right away and use a Rage as well. See, obviously, the Yeti Mites aren't really going to get any value on this base because there's no defenses right here inside the first layer of walls. You got to go all the way to that scatter shot. So it's not going to go down, but we have a nice big funnel set. We redeploy our Queen with the Siege Barracks at the bottom. That'll set that side of the funnel. All of our Electro Titans in the middle with the healers. We get our King and our Warden in with those. And we will delay and send the Royal Champion here in a second. I just don't want her to get too far ahead. Royal Champion in. Now we can look for the jump spell. We can poison the clan castle, and we can jump right in that section that I drew in the initial drawing. We got a nice spread on our troops here, pushing into the core. We use our Rocket Spear on our Royal Champion to snipe out that TownHall. King is in the core, so if he can push forward to that Fire Spitter, it'd be a good spot to use his Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball, which we do. Gives us access to the rest of the base. He's going to go to Phoenix, should be able to take out that Monolith, no problem. We got a big push of troops down at the bottom. We have our Valkyries out of the Siege Barracks, joining up with our Royal Champion, which is really nice. We've also still got a Rage spell we're holding on to that we can deploy at any time here. And we're just going to deploy it right there, kind of hit the healers and the Electro Titans at the same time. I want to get some Rage healing up just to try to keep these Electro Titans alive, because that Minion Prince is causing us some issues up there. But we do have our Royal Champion on the outside with a couple of Valkyries from the Siege Barracks, still doing a good job keeping everything in the middle by cleaning all the trash on the outside. Queen steps in, finally takes out that enemy Minion Prince. And now we just got 2 Electro Titans and the Queen down here. We still have our Royal Champion with the Fox still alive, a couple Valkyries, and a Wizard alive. Sneezy putting in work. That Inferno Tower goes down. And this one Expo is definitely not going to be enough to keep up with our troops that we still have remaining. Still have some healers as well on the Queen. Fox was still alive, so it makes our Royal Champion invisible. And a nice clean 3-star. We still have a healthy RC, still have a healthy Queen, we still have healers, we still have a couple Electro Titans alive. So it's actually a pretty good attack. Like I said, you can optimize it even more and drop that clone and bring some better stuff. So I might actually try to optimize this attack, because this is the best army ChatGPT has given me by far. Usually it gives you some trash army that you can't even 3-star with. But I used it in Legend League, so I'm going to go show you guys some of those attacks now, and it still worked out pretty well. Alright, so into the first attack here. We got double poison towers. We're going to shoot our queen's giant arrow. And we're just going to let her pick up a little bit of value here before we recall her out. And this is a better base for our yetis. They'll actually be able to get some value. We got some ricochet cannons and some multi-archer towers down here. So this time the clone won't be as big of a waste, but we probably could have got this value without the clone anyway, to be honest with you. But we get those few defenses down. Nice big funnel set. We redeploy our queen with the siege barracks down here. I wall break into that inferno. I'm going to let my queen and my siege barracks work here just for a second to get the rest of this funnel set. So I want to make sure my electro titans and everything path into that single inferno tower. So I'm just letting my siege barracks work for a second just to set that funnel. We do wall break in over here as well into that expo and air defense compartment. Get my siege barracks troops and my queen to path in there. So we're pathing in now. Unfortunately, both wall breakers target that same wall over there. I was trying to get one to go left. But we poison up the clan castle. And now we're probably going to have to use our jump spell earlier than I initially planned. We're going to hit our warden ability. Queen steps in, takes out that expo compartment, takes out the RC. Nice job. Got a really nice funnel set over there. Now we do have some troops kind of wandering over here, so I end up using the jump spell there. Gives us access to that single inferno as well as the monolith, because I was trying to path everything to the town hall, but that was kind of already a lost cause at this point. So I just kind of adjusted on the fly here. We should have no problem ending on that town hall because we still have a lot of push left. These are King's Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball, which takes out the single inferno. We get the monolith down, so now all the heavy defenses are pretty much down, but our Royal Champion's kind of on her own over here. So she's probably going to die, and we're just going to have to end on the Town Hall, which is a little bit sketchy, but we still have a lot of push left. Basically, all of our Electro Titans are still alive over here. With the Grand Warden, with all of our healers, we still have the Sneezy alive as well. The Phoenix trying to clutch up and take the Town Hall, but that's not even going to be remotely close to enough damage. We're just going to 2x through this because the Electro Titans are a little bit slow. So it's going to take a bit to get through the end of this base here. But look, we still have a lot of push left. The healers are going to keep them topped off. There's no way that Town Hall shot is going to be enough to take out all these at once. Unless maybe it targets our healers, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. Electro Titan's burning through everything on the outside. Town Hall's the last thing standing. We got our Sneezy and our Boogers putting in work. Yeah, it can't keep up at all. Electro Titan is staying topped off, full health. So even though it was sketchy ending on the Town Hall, it really wasn't that close. It was still a pretty comfortable 3-star. So let's go hop into another attack. Alright, into another attack here. Same concept. Just trying to decide which side I want to come in from here. And I don't remember where, so I'm going to stay zoomed out here. Okay, we end up coming in from the top. Our Yetis should be able to take out that ricochet cannon. I might... yeah. We're end up sending in the Yetis this time, early. But I don't recommend doing that because sometimes they can pull your healers away from your queen, so it is a little bit sketchy. But we do get a really nice funnel set here. Hopefully our Yetis can take out that multi-archer tower. We recall our queen. Come on, get that multi-archer tower. Yep, they get it. Nicely done. Got a nice funnel set now. We just redeploy our queen with our siege barracks now over here from the left. We have an open wall up there, so we don't have to use a wall break for the Electro Titans, but we should be able to wall break our Pekkas in. I should have wall broke these Pekkas into this corner right here. It was a little bit delayed. Oh, we do actually have an open wall down here, so it's pulling everything down. It's making our wall breakers not want to target where I want them to, but oh well, it is what it is. We got an Inferno Dragon and an Ice Hound coming out of the clan castle, and something surged ahead and pulled that out of the poison spell, but it does go back in, and it's no big deal anyway because we have Electro Titans. Look how quickly that Ice Hound got dispatched up. That was insane. Rage through the core here. Use our King ability, pretty much opens up the rest of the base, takes out all the heavy hitting defenses at once, and we are just cruising through the core of this base right now. Targeting 2 heroes at once is a little bit sketchy, but you do have the aura from all these different Electro Titans, which can damage both of them at the same time, so as long as they have a little bit of support. Unfortunately, we do lose most of our healers to that multi-inferno, but there's not a whole lot left in the base. We still have a massive push down here too. Our King's still healthy with a bunch of Electro Titans. We still have some Valkyries left. Queen's still full health. We still have some healers. Our Sneezy's alive to keep spawning Boogers to keep those healers alive. So yeah, there's nothing going to stop us now. We should be able to cruise through this, no problem. Valkyrie and the Wizard out of the siege barracks doing a good job trimming all the trash on the outside still. Keeping everything centralized. Got our King still putting in work. He's still got his Phoenix as well. So yeah, this is going to be crushed. King's going to stay alive. Queen's going to stay alive. We have tons of Electro Titans still alive. We still have 3 Wizards that came out of the siege barracks. And I just love the Sneezy spawning the Boogers. They actually do quite a bit of damage too. They clutch up a lot of attacks for me just by staying alive throughout, keeping your healers alive. You don't have to use it if you don't want. If you don't have it, I would probably recommend using the Diggy on the Warden. That's the substitute I would make. But I just really like having it because it does a good job protecting your healers. And as you see, mine's only level 6 too. I don't even have a max one, and it still clutches a lot of attacks for me. So if you guys want to try this out and you want to tweak it to make it even better, let me know what tweaks you guys make to this and then try it out and let me know how it works for you guys. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.